Friends, here I will be talking about operations of list data structure. See, we already know how to define a list. Simply, this is one of the list. And here we are discussing about different types of operations on list data structure. Now let me go with step by step. First, I will go with type, ID, length and slicing concepts. So for that, just I am defining a variable called myList. And here you can take any name for your variable. And we are creating this variable using list data structure. That's why first you have to take square brackets, and inside that you have to store our multiple values just by separating them with comma. See, suppose I am writing 2 comma 3 comma some 5.6. Let me write some string. Let me write some boolean data, string with single character, any kind of data you can store. And let me write a value as a list. Yes, you can store a list inside of a list. That's it. That's fine. Now this is simply one list. Now let me print our variable, that is my list. Then for that I am printing type of that variable. Anyway, we know that that variable is created by a list. That's why you will get type as list only. Then print ID of our variable. See here, ID is nothing but memory location address. See, whenever if you create a variable, right, basically we are creating a variable to store data, but basically data is going to store somewhere in your memory. So for that memory there is an address. That address will be captured by ID function, and here that ID function we can apply for any kind of variable, not only for your list variable, you can apply for any kind of variable. That's fine. Then finally let me print length of our defined variable, that is my list. Save it and run it. Observe the output. So you are printing all values which are there in your list, and if you observe that in output also you are getting that square brackets. That means you have to understand that this is a list. And type, second print, yes, we are getting list as a type. Third print, ID. So this is nothing but memory location for your data from memory location. Then 11 is nothing but you have 11 values in this list. Be clear, this entire thing is only one value. 6.7 is one value. This entire Python is one value because we separated them with comma. That's it. Fine. Now let me comment all this logic. Then now we'll discuss about slicing concept. See, slicing is exactly same as your strings slicing concept. So in our strings, slicing is nothing but extracting the substring from a given string. So for that we are using index concept. Say suppose if I have my string in this way, let's say Python. Now here if I want to get first character from our string, then we are taking in square brackets 0 for your variable, so that it is giving first character from your given string. So now here that 0 is index. So whenever if you define a string, by default Python is going to assign some index numbers for each and every character which are there in a given string. Same way, whenever if you define a list, Python is going to give index values, index numbers for each and every value which are there in your list. Now we have 11 values. See here 2 is first value. That's why for that index is 0. Then 3 is second value, index is 1. 5.6 is third value, index is 2. This is fourth value, index is 3. Likewise, we are having positive index numbers from left to right. Same way, if you remember, we are also having negative index numbers and they are from right to left. That means for 3 in terms of negative, index is -1. 678, for that index is -2. 3, 4, 5, this entire thing is one value, be clear. For that index is -3. That's it. Now let me take values from your list based on index. So for that simply I am printing our list with index as 0. Now you are going to get your first value. See the result? Yes, 2 you are getting. Suppose if I take -1, then you will get last value. Suppose I want to get this value. So in terms of positive, you need to count your index from left to right. In terms of negative, you need to count your index values from right to left. So this is -1, -2, for this -3, and for 6.7 index is -4. Now with -4, if you print your value from your list, you are going to get that 6.7. That's it. Now we can also get range of values by giving range of index values. See, suppose I am giving my list. Simply I am giving 1 colon. 1 colon means from first value, I mean index 1 value, get all values up to last. So index 1 is nothing but second value. From 3 you are going to get all these values. Let me comment this. See the output for your last print. Yes, from 3 you are getting all values because 3 index is 1. Now here, suppose I am giving 1 colon, let's say 4. Save it and run it. See how many values you are going to get? 1, 2, 3 only, because range 4 minus 1, 3 values. Start from index 1, from there just get 3 values. That's what you are getting here. So same kind of operations whatever we did on our strings. Now if you remember, in strings we did this operation as well. 2 colons means entire list. And if you give at the end step as -1, you are going to get reverse string for your strings. Here also you are going to get list with reverse values. See the result? Actually starting value is 2, then 3. Now those values you are getting at the end. So simply this logic will reverse your string, your list. That's fine. So these are simply your operations on your list using slicing concept. Then see, these are like basic operations. Same kind of operations you have even for your strings also, right? Now if you remember, there is a function called dir. Using that you can get the available operations on your particular data type or data structure. Now see, for our list, that is my list variable, I apply dir function. See what you are getting? You are getting different types of methods, but we know that we have to consider only the operations which are not including with underscore. See, these all are the operations. And in these operations, some of the operations are going to modify your original list itself. That's why lists are called mutable. Let me give the difference between mutable and immutable, because already we know strings are immutable. Suppose if you have a string in this way, let's say simply I am taking in terms of capital letters Python, and if you print my string dot lower method, you are going to get output in terms of lowercase, but after that if you try to print your variable my string, your original string is not going to modify. See the result? Because of your lower operation, while printing on the fly, your data is converting into lowercase, but original variable is still is there as it is. But if you come to list, suppose already we have a list, right? Let me copy that list here. Let me apply one of the operation. Now let me apply one of the operation on our list. Let's say my list dot remove 3. Now save it and run it. Observe the output. First of all, you are not getting any output. Instead of that, you are getting none. None means nothing. But after that, if I print my list, see the result? In your original data, second value is 3, index 1, second value is 3. That is missed here. So that means if you apply any operation on your list, right? I mean not all, some of the operations. Those operations are going to modify your original list itself. That's why lists are mutable. So that's why while doing your operations, some of the operations on your list, no need to print. Don't print them. Just do in one line that operation, and in next line just to print your list so that you can see the modification in your original list itself. Be clear, lists are mutable. Fine. Now let me go with step by step so that you will be good with all operations. So first I will go with count and index. Anyway, count and index are just going to get information from your existing list. They are not going to modify. That's why directly I am printing my list dot count number 3. How many times number 3 is there in a given list? 2 times. Here and last. So that is count. Anyway, be clear, count is not going to modify your original list because simply we are observing the data from your list. Next, print myList dot index of 3. So again we are fetching some information from your existing list. We are not modifying. I am finding index for your number 3 from your list. So what is the index? That I am printing. See the result? 1. Because second value is 3, for that index is 1. But if you observe, there is one more 3 here. So in case if you want to find the index of your number 3 after 1, then you can pass optionally your start index. I have given 2 as my start index. From 2 means this. Towards right, just look for the index of 3. See the result? Yes, 10 at the last. You can restrict your search. Suppose start from 2. From there onwards 3 values. 2 plus 3, 5. Be clear. Start from index 2. 5 minus 2, 3. So in the range of 3 from starting index 2, just look for index of 3. There is no value 3 between 5.6 Python true. So in this range there is no 3. That's why you will get value error. That's it. 3 is not in the list in this range. That's it. Fine. Then append, insert and extend. See here, these 3 operations are going to modify your original list data. Append is nothing but adding new value at the end of your list. Insert, based on your required index position, you can insert your data. Extend, you can extend your data same as append, but there is a small difference. We will see that. Now see here, suppose as of now, if you print your list, you are getting that list. Now what I am doing is, be clear, I am applying myList.append, let's say some value 65. Save it, and after that just to print your myList. See, for this line I am not using print because append is directly going to modify your original list itself. That's why in one line I am doing that operation. In the next line I am printing that result. I mean your original list. See the result? 65 appended at the end of your original list. Likewise, you can append any number of values. Suppose after 65, suppose I am doing myList.append, I am appending a list value. See that? In square brackets I have given 234. See the result? 234 is adding as a list for your existing list. But this entire thing is one value for your original list. Fine. Now let me comment these two append operation. Now I want to insert my data at a required index position instead of at the end. As of now, append is going to add your data at the end. Now let's say I want to insert one value in index position 1. As of now, at index position 1 we have value 3. Now see what will happen if I do myList.insert. Let's say my value is any value you can take. Suppose I am taking 5.67. But position, first you have to provide your index position. So at position 1, I want to add a value called suppose 4.56. Now see the result. Previously at index 1 you have 3, now you have 4.56, and remaining values will be shifted towards right. That's it. So that is the usage of insert. At any index you can add your value. Then next one is extend. See, suppose I am doing myList.extend. Let's say I am giving 4 first. I am giving simply integer number 4. See the result. Integer object is not iterable. So here you have to write either string or list or tuple. See, suppose if I write, as of now you don't know tuple, don't worry. Just observe the list. I am giving 2, 3, 4. Be clear. If you do append 2, 3, 4, it is going to take this entire thing as a square brackets of 2, 3, 4 is taking as a one value and it is adding at the end here. But if you take extend will remove these square brackets and it will take 2, 3, 4 as separate values and it will append at the end. See the result. 2, 3, 4 you are not getting as a list, you are getting they are as individual values. Not only a list, let me extend with a string, let's say Python. Now see the result, very important. See, instead of getting your Python as one value, you are getting separate values Python. That's it. So that is the usage of extend operation. That's fine. Then let me go with the next. Clear, delete, copy, pop and remove. See here, before going with clear operation, if you do deletion of your variable, we know that variable is going to delete completely from your memory location. So after that, if you print your variable, you will get myList is not defined because you deleted just now. But instead of delete, be clear. Delete is normal operation. It is not exactly for your list. It is for all variables. Now I am doing myList.clear. Clear will simply delete all the values, not a variable. That means you will get empty list. See that? So that is about clear. Then copy. So before going to work with copy, see if you have a variable called x with y, and if you want to assign x value to y, you can write y equals to x. Same way, already we have a list. Let me comment previous print statements. Already you have a list. Now what I am doing is that list I am assigning to another list. Let's say my new list equals to your existing list, and then I am printing both. Print my new list and then my list. See the result? Yes, you are getting two outputs. One is for your original list, second one is for your new list. Now what I am doing is, on my list variable, I am doing some operation. Let's say remove 3. Now see the result. 3 is removing from both the list. See, we assigned my list to new list and we are removing 3 from my list. We are not doing any operation on this list. But still, if you do your operation on my list, it is also going to affect on your another variable, because that variable is created just by assigning your original list. That means whenever if you do assignment, I mean one variable, if you assign to another variable, basically your memory location is going to map for both the variables. See, whenever if you store some value somewhere in your memory location, your data will be stored. And if you do this operation, same address will be pointed by this variable and also this variable. That's why whenever if you do operation on this variable or on this variable, the data which is there in this memory location will be changed, so that operation is going to affect on both the variables. Now, I don't want to modify my new list data, even though if you do some operation on your original variable. In that case, while assigning, you have to assign myList.copy so that new memory location will be created. That memory location will be assigned to this my new list. Very, very important for your interviews. See the result. From your list, you are removing 3. But from new list, you are not removing, because now you created your new list by creating a new memory location. That's it. Then pop. See here, next operation is pop. Let me comment all these operations. See, basically pop will remove by default the last value from your list. See, as of now you have your list. Now what I am doing is myList dot pop. Then after that operation, I am printing our list. Now see the result. The last value is removing by default by using pop. And here we have one more feature for your pop, that is, while removing, that element will be captured by this operation. That's why you can store that result into a variable also. Pop element equals to. Now see, I am printing what is the pop element, I mean which element you removed by using pop. See the result, you are getting 3. So be clear, this pop operation will remove by default the data which is there at the end in a given list, and at the same time, if you assign this result into any variable, that popped element will store into that variable. Anyway, this operation is going to change on your original list only. Be clear on that. Now, if you give index position, it is going to remove that particular index position. If you don't give index here, it is going to remove last data. Let's say, instead of this, suppose I am taking myList.pop, let's say index 0. Let me capture that. Simply pop element. This as variable I am taking. So remove your index 0 value. And that removed value I stored into this variable. Now see the result. Index 0 2 you are getting, and that is removed from your list by doing this pop operation. Then next one is remove. Remove will remove based on given value, and by default it will remove the value by looking from left to right. Be clear on that. See, simply I am doing, let me comment this code. Your myList dot remove. Suppose I am giving 100. As of now 100 is not there in your list. See the result. So after removing, I am printing our original list. See, X is not in the list, means your 100 is not in the list. So instead of that, if you take some 3, anyway 3 is there in our list, it will remove that 3. And be clear, by default it will remove from searching left to right. That's why first occurred 3 here somewhere, that is removing. Fine. Then last, sort and reverse. Very, very important operations. See, sort is nothing but it is going to sort your numbers. So while doing sort operation, first thing you should have same kind of data in your variable. So as of now, our list consists of different types of data. Suppose if you try to do sort operation on your list which consists of different types of data, then you will get some exception, some error, runtime error. See, what is that? My list dot, I am doing simply sort. See the result? Non-supported between instance of string and float, because we have multiple types of data. So while comparing these two, this is float and this is string. That's why that comparison is not possible. Whenever if you want to compare, you should have same kind of data. Now for that, just I am defining a new list. Let's say my list with numbers. Simply I am taking 1, 3, 5, 2, 7. Now I am applying my list num dot sort. See, by default, sort operation method will arrange your elements in ascending order. And be clear, sort is going to change your original list only. That's why after applying this operation, if you print your myList num variable, you will get data in ascending order. That's it. Now if you want to get in descending order, then sort will take one optional argument called reverse. Reverse equals to true if you write, then you will get your data in descending order. So what it will do means, first it will sort. After that, whatever the values you are getting, that values it will do reverse. Now see the result. You are getting in reverse. Now, without doing any sort operation, if you want to reverse just your values from your list, then be clear, already we saw one operation called myList with 2 colons then -1. See, this is not a method, this is simple operation. This operation is not going to change your original list. That's why here I am printing that result. See the result. This is with slicing operation, but after that slicing operation, if you see your list, you have original list itself. But if you want to modify your original list itself, instead of slicing, then you have to take myList number dot reverse operation method. That's it. Now see the result. Now instead of numbers, you can take alphabets or some strings also. I mean, let's say myList with alphabets, let's say, equals to I am taking, let's say B, comma, C, comma, like L. You can take any characters, let's say P. I think all are already in order, right? Let me do O, let's say N. Now if you do sort operation, myList alpha dot sort, after that if you print your myList alphabets variable, now see the result. So you are getting in order. If you want to reverse that, here itself you can do reverse equals to true. That's it. Okay, so guys, these are the different operations on your list data structure. Be clear. Append, insert, extend, remove, pop, clear, sort and reverse. All these operations are going to modify your original list itself. That's why we are telling that list is mutable. Okay, thank you for watching this video.